Civil Liberties Union has found that more than 3,200 people nationwide are serving life terms without parole for nonviolent offenses. Of those prisoners, 80% are behind bars for drug-related crimes. 65% are African American, 18% are white, and 16% are Latino. Evidence of what the ACLU calls extreme racial disparities. The crimes that led to life sentences include stealing gas from a truck, shoplifting, possessing a crack pipe, facilitating a $10 sale of marijuana, and attempting to cash a stolen check.
63% of those serving life without parole for these nonviolent offenses are in federal prisons. Most were sentenced under mandatory minimum laws. The ACLU says keeping nonviolent offenders behind bars for life is costing taxpayers an additional $1.8 billion. And Matt will be joined by the author of the study. But first, this is a clip from a video that features family members of some of the more than 600 prisoners it profiles.
Everything he did was to hurt himself, not others. And it went from 1 year sentence to 2 year sentence to natural life. My man will never get out for something so little, natural life. It's here in $150 gas. Wow. $150 gas has got him life in prison. Wow. Here in Louisiana, they use the habitual offender law, 3 strikes, you are automatically getting natural life. It's like giving him a death sentence because there's no life. No life for a man with his children or his parents or anybody else once you're in there.
Judge should have the discretion not to give a life. I mean, that's extreme. You tell that to anybody, that's too much. That's almost just to be the point that that's not what forefathers envisioned with the Constitution. That's extreme. That's cruel and unusual punishment.
And that's a warden. That motherfucker can't go through things. He was a good little warden dude. I know him. But he a warden. He still no good. He works prison system.
License is no way to deal with a drug addiction. My son wasn't a menace to society. People give his shirt off his back. And being so tender in a place like that, it doesn't fit. It's changed him that way, because I noticed he is getting a little colder. I find that he's not believing, he's not keeping his faith as much. He's not, like he's like,
He don't need to keep no fucking faith. That's bullshit.
I go down there and sing. I can't go out and stand and read it, but I know I have to go. It be a whole. It be a whole.
You tell him what I ate for Thanksgiving, and he couldn't eat it. You know, it's hard. Look like that.
And my birthday coming up. And those are days I work.
But if this person can go back and be a productive citizen and not commit crimes again, he's not a crime, then why are we keeping him here spending all this money? Because maybe I've done my job, so he should have a parole here.
There's too many families that suffering out here. Give him a second chance. He's 54 years old now.
Bunch of bullshit, man. Fucking bullshit, man.
That's a clip from a
Y'all
video
bitches
that
ain't gonna put me in there.
companies use who reported living in
Lying bullshit y'all doing to fucking people.
This is where we're joined by its author, Jennifer Turner, human rights researcher with the American Civil Liberties Union. Welcome to Democracy Now! I mean, it is just astounding. A man, the story we just heard, another story, a man walks out of a store with a coat slung over his shoulder, $159, gets life in prison without parole.
Absolutely, these sentences are grotesquely out of proportion of the crimes that they're seeking to punish. And we found that
That motherfucker lay up there and take a person's whole life fucking seeing and go to the family resorts, federal fucking pen, fucking bullshit.
Extreme sentencing in this country. Those numbers don't account for those who will die in prison because of sentences such as 250 years for a drug sale. It also doesn't account for the many millions of lives ruined by excessive sentencing in this country as well.
And especially the impact of federal mandatory minimum sentences. So could you talk about that and the efforts to try to roll back some of those laws?
You know, what we found was that over 80% of these sentences were mandatory, both in the federal system and in the states. There's a direct consequence of laws passed over the 40-year war on drugs and tough on crime policies that included mandatory minimum sentencing laws, habitual offender laws in the states, and they tie judges' hands. And in case after case after case that are reviewed, the judge said from the bench, outraged, would say, I oppose this sentence as a citizen, as a taxpayer, as a judge. I disagree with the sentence in this case, but my hands are tied. And one judge said, when sentencing one man to life without parole for selling tiny quantities of crack over a period of just a couple of weeks, he said, this is a travesty, it's just silly, but I have no choice.
What if the judge said no?
The judges can't say no. In fact, I looked at cases where the judges tried to say no, where the judge tried to find a legal loophole, where prosecutors appealed repeatedly. One man was sentenced to 0 time in prison by a Louisiana judge for threatening a cop while handcuffed to the back of a police cruiser. He was drunk, threatened him, was sentenced initially to no time. The prosecutor appealed, the sentence increased to 10 years. The prosecutor appealed again. On the third appeal, it was increased to life without parole, the mandatory sentence because of his priors dating back as much as 20 years earlier.
Let's go to another case. Another person profiled in your report, in the ACLU report, of Sharonda Jones. She was sentenced to life for conspiracy to distribute crack cocaine when she was a 32-year-old mother with a 9-year-old daughter. No prior arrests. No drugs were found on her. But her supposed co-conspirators testified against her in exchange for reduced sentences.
They're working too fucking much. That's working too much. Motherfuckers getting off for lying on some fucking body else. And y'all, well, you got realize the system ain't nothing but a bunch of bullshit anyway.
Alright, that car is registered on your SecuroServe account. Come by the office if you want to source another one.
They'd rather innocent motherfucker in the motherfucking prison cell. It's fucking bullshit.
I know they gave me life, but I can't imagine not being her graduation. Her high school graduation, I just can't imagine me not being there.
Because of a fucking one mistake he made.
Well, Sharonda was caught up in a massive drug sweep in a majority-white town in Texas. Over 100 people were arrested, all of whom were black. Chuck Norris participated in some of the arrests. Sharonda had no information to trade for a more lenient sentence, and the judge was required to sentence her to life without parole, objected to the sentence. But she had nothing on her. They had nothing but one wiretap. What happened was a couple had been arrested on drug charges and began cooperating with the feds as confidential informants. And from there, started implicating others in the community. They called Sharonda and said, hey, do you know where we can get some drugs? The wiretap caught Sharonda saying, let me see what I can do. That was the extent of the evidence against her, with the exception of testimony from these confidential informants and other co-conspirators. They never found any drugs on her. There were no even video surveillance of her with drugs. But she was sentenced to life without parole. A single mother, her daughter Clonisha has been separated her for many, many, many years. And Sharonda maintains a very close relationship with her daughter. She carefully apportions the 300 minutes she's allowed to use per month for non-legal calls to call her daughter 10 minutes each day. When I talked to Sharonda on the phone, she's like, I gotta go, I can't use all my minutes, I need to speak with my daughter. And Sharonda, unfortunately, has no relief available. Her sentence is final, like those of everyone else we were profiling. They have really no chance of relief unless President Obama, in Sharonda's case, because it's a federal case, or in the states where the governors use their executive clemency powers to reduce their sentence.
Could you talk about the racial disparities that your report highlights? They're really amazing. I mean, everyone knows that African Americans and Latinos are disproportionately incarcerated. But in terms of these life without parole sentences, the amazing percentage of African Americans, specifically in states like Louisiana, 91% are African American.
The racial disparities are staggering. Obviously, as you said, that blacks are treated disparately throughout the criminal justice system. But what we found was that in life without parole sentencing for nonviolent crimes, those disparities are even more marked. Nationwide, 65% of people serving these sentences for nonviolent crimes are black, 18% are white. In the federal system, blacks are 20 times more likely to be sentenced to life without parole for nonviolent crime. In some states, it's even higher. In Louisiana, where 91% of people serving these sentences are black, they're 23 times more likely. In the federal system, Latinos are
They're flying the stuff in
sentenced to life for nonviolent crime than whites.
So So the avenue for this to be changed is legislation?
There are very clear avenues for change. These sentences are really symptomatic of the larger problem of excessive sentencing in this country. Many more thousands of people are serving excessive sentences that are disproportionate to their crimes.
I got falsely accused at Walmart and fucking abused at Walmart, and I was hurt at Walmart. I had cruel and unusual punishment done to me at Walmart, and they will not give me the fucking tape at Walmart for the sheriff fucking me up when I came there to do my documentary on how fucked up Walmart return policy is and how much Walmart profile fucking people like they fucking kids stealing something. I'm a grown fucking man and supposed to spend much money in Walmart. Thousands of dollars in Walmart to be treated like the fuck I was treated and put in jail and cruelly unusual punishment done to me to the point where I had to soil in a diaper for more than 19 hours to get a bed sore that I'm still trying to get rid of. Some fucking funky ass bullshit.
Even if there were changes in the law, these more than 3,000 people that have already been sentenced would not necessarily be affected. It would have to take some executive action by governors or by the president to get some of them to ensure they don't die in prison, essentially.
Actually, some sentencing reforms have been retroactive, and certainly future sentencing reforms could be retroactive, and that's what we're calling for. But for many of these people, their only chance of release is some form of clemency. And we have a petition online on our website where you can all take action to call on President Obama to review these sentences and impose a fairer and smarter sentence for these prisoners.
Finally, just to shift gears a bit, about a year ago you came out with a report, Island of Impunity, Puerto Rico's outlaw police force. Explain what's happening now.
Absolutely. In Puerto Rico, I've looked at Puerto Rico Police Department because it's the second largest in the country, second only to NYPD, and because its policing practices are really off the map. We found that the police force uses lethal force at a rate much higher than other police departments, 3 times the per capita rate of police shootings by the NYPD, for instance, using excessive force against protesters, brutal beatings of low-income and black Puerto Ricans and Dominican immigrants. And we sued the police department, called on the Department of Justice to investigate the police department, and just in August, the department was entered into a consent decree with the Justice Department, and 2 weeks ago, a monitor was appointed to oversee the reform effort and to ensure that the police department actually institutes the reforms that they promised to institute. 1 week ago, a top New York Police Department officer was appointed superintendent of the police force to start this reform process. So it's really the very beginning stages, and we will be watching closely to make sure the police department does follow through on its promised reforms, which are truly an overhaul of the police force, which is required. The police force is so dysfunctional that it needs to be overhauled at all levels, from basic policies put in place to holding cops accountable when they kill or hurt people, as well as changing the reporting mechanisms. Really, everything has to be reformed in that police department.
Jennifer Turner, we want to thank you very much for being with us. Human rights researcher with the American Civil Liberties Union, wrote the ACLU's new report, A Living Death, Life Without Parole for Nonviolent Offenses. Also authored the report, Island of Impunity, Puerto Rico's outlaw police force. We'll link to both of them at democracynow.org. When we come back, Calle 13 joins us here in the studio. Stay.
When people going to jail at large numbers because of the words of district attorneys and fucking liar lawyers and motherfucking police, all type of fucking lying sons of bitches that's supposed to be in authority that's just lying. They ain't telling no fucking truth. It's a bunch of bullshit. Oh, they didn't fuck with the wrong one when they fuck with me. Oh yeah.
I go to bed at night afraid somebody's gonna kill me. I wake up in the morning afraid I may have to kill somebody. It's just that simple. This is prison.
Look at y'all playing off like that, man. Hold tight right there, man. Hey, hold tight right there. You tap that.
Let me know my prison out. Tell you about it. This is why I cry.
I cried because it was scary. It was real scary. I couldn't believe that I could actually get sent to prison for something I didn't do. I couldn't believe that could happen in this country.
State Prison, Parchman, Mississippi. A land without visible boundaries, once ruled by the whip, now ruled by the rifle.
The front gate's always been a curiosity. It's never been attached to anything. There's no fence. Never been any fences around Parchman.
It spreads out for miles in the fertile Mississippi Delta, a vast plantation whose most important crop is not food, but prisoners.
We have 5,100 inmates here in Parchman today, and they're in for murder, rape, robbery, molestation, you name it, everything here, burglary, strong arm robbery.
Yeah, this is where I live. Fan, booth, TV, my books. That's it.
During its 130-year history, Parchman has embodied the traditions and folk wisdom of the American South in a way no other prison ever has. It has also spawned a somewhat eclectic approach to punishment and reward.
He told his sergeant to let my boy have sex with them women, and you ain't gonna have no problems out of it. So we didn't have no problem.
Today, more than half of Parchman's maximum security inmates live in open dormitories or camps that dot the 24,000-acre farm. 75% are African American. Their housing has evolved from the days when prisoners camped in wooden barracks near the fields where they worked. Among rows of okra, watermelons, or cotton, they sang work songs to take their minds off the back-breaking labor. Their chants grew into the music known as the Delta Blues.
Put in jail just because you don't have enough money to get a good fucking lawyer, you can get incarcerated for life.